Fall is officially here and it is time for us to get in the mood with some fall makeup, baby. You guys have been asking me for more deep winter tutorials and I thought this would be the perfect time to do a fall themed one. I designed a super easy, smoky, totally not complicated, deep winter makeup look that is perfect for fall and beyond. So if you're looking for that new fall signature look, or you are a deep winter and you really want to narrow down the makeup looks that make you look and feel your best, this is a perfect tutorial for you, my friend. Enough rambling. It's way too hot in here with the lights and the sweaters, so we need to get started. Let me teach you how to do this. Let's talk beauty. We're gonna be starting out with the eyes first. To me, they're always the most complicated, and if I mess up, it's a little bit easier to clean up without any other makeup products on my face. So I'm gonna get started with my brows while I talk about this a little more. I'm using the Maybelline Build a Brow pen. This is the shade Ash Brown, I believe. I haven't used this in a long time. Can you tell I'm out of practice? Anyways, do your brows however you do your brows. Everyone does their brows differently. I know that when we hear like fall makeup, we usually think of like warm tones and, you know, those browns, oranges, you know, the color of leaves when it's fall time. But us deep winters, what suits us best is cooler tones, more purples, deeper blacks, browns, and taupes, grays, etc., which can be a little bit intimidating. I know, trust me. I am intimidated by them still. For the longest time, I was only into warm tones, which I still love. It's just, I know they don't look as good as cool tones do on me, so I try to go for cool tones now whenever I want to look my best. So today's look is gonna be a cool tone look, but don't worry about it. It's gonna be super approachable and you can customize it, as I mentioned before, and you're gonna look amazing. To lock things in, I'm using the Maybelline Super Lock Brow Glue. I just recently got this, very excited about it. It's a dupe for the Rare Beauty one, and it is pretty amazing, I will say that. Okay, so now we're actually moving on to the eyes, and I'm using the KVD Shake Primer. I don't know if they still make this or not, because I haven't been able to find it anywhere, but it is really nice. It makes everything just last a little better and not transfer on my lids. But you can use whatever eye primer you have or a bit of concealer if you don't have any eye primer. Then going in with a little bit of my powder, this is the Kosas Cloud Set Powder. She has seen better times, but I'm just setting this a little bit to make sure that whatever I apply on top just glides better and blends better. Even though I'm going in with creams, just a tiny bit of this can help me out. Okay, so now I'm gonna move on and use an eyeliner. This is a Swede Mink Greige satin eyeliner. The shade is Mink Greige, and it is this like taupey color. Swede gifted this to me like about a month ago already, and I've been playing with it, and it is so nice. It is so easy to use. You have like a smudge on the other side. It's so perfectly like an everyday gray that you can use. It's not super dark, it's not super intimidating. So I'm gonna use this one. You can use whatever you have. Even if it's like a black or a brown, you can still use it and like diffuse it a little more to make it a little less intense. But today I'm gonna use this one. If you have a color similar to this, I think that'll be perfect. I'm firstly gonna tight line. Oh, I hate this. And I'm just gonna do the outer, like the outer corner of my tight line. Once that's done, I'm gonna go with this and run it like all over my lash line, and then I'm gonna add a little bit extra to my outer corner. So I'm almost gonna bring it like all the way through the lash line and then add more, almost like I'm tracing my crease and my outer V, if that makes sense. I kind of like stamp it on the outer corner like that, and then I'm gonna go in with a little brush and just smoke everything out. It doesn't have to be super precise, it can be a little messy. This is just kind of our foundation, and you can go over any areas you feel like you need a little bit extra oomph. Then I'm gonna go in with this same product and run it along just the outer corner of my lower lash line, and then again smudge it out and kind of connecting with the product that we have on top. You can go as hard as you want This is just like the beginning stages though. So go light and then you can add more later. Okay, so now that we have our base with the eyeliner, I know mine almost looks like there's nothing there, but that is because, again, I like it to be very, very natural, like an almost like barely there kind of situation. I'm gonna go in with eyeshadow to intensify it though. I'm gonna be using my Natasha Denona Biba palette because this has some really cool shades that I can use, like these. I think I'm gonna go in with a mixture of these two shades right here. They are Tour and Sculpture, and they're both grays, different intensities, so I'm gonna mix the two of them and I'm gonna just reinforce my like crease and outer corner with a little bit of a fluffier brush to add a more diffused look. Again, I'm going very lightly with this because I want it to be diffused and kind of smoky, kind of grungy, but not super there, you know? Again, concentrating most of the intensity of the product right on the outer corner, and whatever is left, I take it up to the crease very, very lightly. And this is where the eyeliner really comes to play or to shine, because without this eyeliner base, it would be a lot, oh my god, I just dropped my brush. Without the eyeliner base, it would be a lot less intense, and you'd need to build up a lot more. The eyeliner kind of gives you that base and the guide of where you should be placing the product. So just gonna play with this a little bit, play with the intensity and how I want it. And I'm almost doing this with my eyes open. I'm not closing them, I'm keeping them a little open to really see where I want that product. Going with a little bit more of the mixture and going right on the outer corner, making sure we don't leave that behind. I think I also want to intensify the lash line, so I'm gonna go in with like a flat brush, and just to go over the eyeliner, I'm gonna use the deepest shade, just grabbing a tiny bit of this and stamping it on to intensify that liner. If you used a darker liner than I did, you don't really need to do this. I just wanted a little bit more depth. This is a process, so you can always go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and blend and do whatever you need to do. It can be as quick or as slow as you want it to be. And then to make sure everything's very, very clean, I'm gonna go back into my face powder, which is nude, like the color of my face, and just hit this on like the inner corner of the eye. And that gives it a little bit of a brightness, and it highlights the like depth of what we did. Makes it stand out a little bit more, and it cleans up any like mistake you could have made. You could also use something like brighter, maybe a white if you want it to be more of a stark contrast. I wanted to keep it a little more natural, so that's why I used my face powder. Now it's time for some mascara. I'm going to curl my lashes with my Shuamura lash curler that I bought in Japan. Don't do this and speak. And then to keep in theme, I'm also using a Sweet mascara. This is the Cloud Mascara in the shade Black. It's very, very nice. Again, Sweet gifted it to me, and I'm testing it out, and I really like it. It's not super intense. It's more of a natural mascara. You can go in with something more voluminous. I think that would look super cool and grungy, especially if you went for a more intense version of this look. For me, I feel like this is enough. I'm just gonna apply my mascara everywhere, and then we can move on to the face. Okay, now for the face, I want to keep my complexion very light. You can also customize this if you want something that's fuller coverage, you do you, but I like to keep it super light. Today I'm bringing back my Chanel Le Beige Water Fresh tint. I have the shade Medium Light. I really, really like this product in particular, and I use it with a brush, and then I kind of go in with a sponge. And this is just ultra watery and light. Not a lot of coverage there. but it gives me like enough. It gives me what I need and what I want, so. Once that is done, I'm gonna go in with my concealer. This is the LA Girl Pro Conceal. We're literally doing the high and the low when it comes to prices. This is the shade Bisque, and I love this concealer a lot. It gives me just really flawless under eyes. I've talked about it countless amounts of time. It's also great for the face. I'm dropping everything. So I'm gonna go in directly with a sponge to make things a little lighter. And gonna add the coverage where I need it. It's usually my under eyes and certain areas of my face that are still pretty red. Obviously, when it comes to complexion, like everyone does different things, so do whatever suits you best. This is not something that I can tell you, like use what I use, because obviously we're not gonna have the same skin tone. We're probably gonna have similar undertones, which is why we're deep winters, but everyone's a little different. So when it comes to base, I try to speed through it so that I can get to the good part where we can all relate. One thing I will say about concealer, be very careful around your eye area where you already placed your eyeshadow, because you don't want to like erase anything that you already applied. I'm gonna do a little bit of powder with this tiny, like, it's not a puff, it's like a spongy, it's the mix between a sponge and a puff. I bought it while I was in Japan, and this is perfect for me because I have a small face and a small finger. So I like to sort of bake with this. It's not really baking, but I do like to set the T-zone mainly with this so that the powder is very much like pressed into the skin. And then I'll go in with a brush for the rest of the skin where I don't need as much. This is also perfect to get into like the little nuances of the face, like around your brows and stuff, without, you know, going too crazy and getting powder everywhere. Let's do everywhere else. And this is a very nice powder because you can apply cream products on top of it, no problem. And it also looks very natural, which is what I want always. For the cheeks, you can totally go super cool tone with this and just do a contour and a blush, like a cool tone blush. I think that would look very nice. I do want a little bit of warmth simply because I did a cool tone eye. I'm using the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand. This is a contour in light medium. This is, I wouldn't say a contour on me. It's kind of a mix between a contour and a bronzer, so I'm gonna use it for both. Just gonna load up my brush with this. As always, if you're doing a bronzer, you want it to be a little bit more blue based, not super warm tone. Like this is looking really warm tone on me, and it's not super warm tone. Like it's not a super warm tone product, but because we work better with cooler undertones, this is gonna look super warm tone on me, while on someone else, it could look like a literal contour product. I'm just applying this everywhere like you would usually bronze your skin up. If you ever get a little too carried away, just go in with a sponge and that's gonna fix everything. I don't know why. Today, I went a little heavy-handed with the bronze. It's fine, sometimes it happens, you know? We can fix it though. We can totally fix it. I'm gonna do a little bit of highlighter before doing my blush so that everything mixes very well together. I'm using the Say Glowy Super Gel in the shade Star Glow. This is like a very pale champagne-y color. It does have a little bit of a pink in there. It's not super warm, not super cool, so I wanna add it and then go on my brow bone as well because the rest is like super matte. I feel like this would look very nice. And then let's add a little bit to the inner corners, why not? And then for blush, again, you wanna go cool tone. You wanna do probably like a pink or a berry or a mauve. Those are gonna look best on us. I'm using the Cloud Paint by Glossier in the shade Puff today. This is like a cooler tone pink. It is a very incredible formula, one of my favorites. I'm just gonna apply it on kind of like the apples and dragging it back a little bit. I don't want to go too heavy on the blush. I want it to be more of like a hint of color so that the eyes can shine, you know? I want the eyes to shine. Now it's time for the lips, and the lips to me is always the hardest part because I don't think I look great with like cooler toned lip products. You can always go for berries, you can even do a red, like a blue toned red, and I like those, but I feel like I want to keep the intensity along the eyes. I want this to be more of like a wearable thing. I think you could definitely pair this with more of a berry intense lippy if you wanted to, if you wanted that look. I don't really want that look. I want something a little more nude. So I'm first starting with the NYX lip pencil in the shade Nude Beige. I really love this one. And then I have two options, which I don't know if they even exist anymore. I don't know if you can get them, but I don't really own a lot of like cool toned lip products that are more nude and mauve. So if you have any, please let me know. From one deep winter gal to another, which are the best lippies that I can buy, that I can use. Right now I have this is a L'Oreal Coloris Shine, the shade Glossy Fawn, which looks a very cool tone and very like light, but on me it doesn't look that crazy. I don't think they make these anymore. I think they have a Coloris line, but not the glossy ones. And then I have the Deck of Scarlet 3-Way Solid Lip Oil in the shade Nude Ambition. I think this one is a little, yeah, this one is a little bit more pink. It isn't super cool tone or warm tone. It's kind of like that in between, but oh, this one is a lot lighter. What do? I also was hoping for something matte. I think something like a matte lip would look unreal with this look, but I don't really have that, so I think I'm gonna go in with the L'Oreal one again. Use what you have. I'm gonna try to link like similar products down below if these aren't available anymore, but I'm just gonna stamp, okay, to get more of the color and less of the shininess. I'm not sure if it looks good or bad. Maybe I should add a little bit of this one. Do a combo. I'm not entirely sold on the lip, but I think this is as good as it's gonna get. Maybe I do a little bit more liner. Okay, so I added a little more liner for depth and I don't hate it. I think it got a little better, but yeah, I need more cool tone lip products ASAP. So yes, please tell me all about them. I think I'm missing like my setting spray. Where art thou? We're over here. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. So the eyes look unreal. The rest of the makeup, maybe not so much. I don't know. Sometimes that happens, but this is the final look. The eyes are the star, okay? If you're taking something away from this video, take away the concept and obviously the eye look, because that is the coolest part. But I'm a little too glowy for my taste. That's on me for using glowy products for the cheeks. But yeah, here we are. What do you think? Okay, and now we are officially ready for fall. This is giving me a little bit of like spooky vibes. Halloween is around the corner, so yeah, this is like a very, very light interpretation of a spooky look, but most of all, it's just giving me all the fall vibes. Again, sometimes we think that fall is all about the warm tones, but it can be all about the cool tones. So yeah, this is a look that I will be repeating time and time again, and I hope you do too. I hope this was helpful. Please let me know what you thought about the look. Please let me know if you try it, and again, feel free to do whatever you want with this look. This is just a guideline, but you're the boss, baby. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope this video was helpful. If you want more deep winter makeup tutorials, if you want me to play with different colors, leave all your requests below. I really love exploring this world of like color analysis with you guys, and I love to be helpful as well. So let me know all your thoughts down below. Again, thank you for watching and hanging out. I hope to see you right here for my next video. Bye! Mwah!